sometimes people just take it too far. Like this guy who went to jail for 14 weeks for an action so stupid. I don't even have the words, man. I legit couldn't believe it at first. It was a few years ago. Aston Villa was playing a heated derby against Birmingham. And you know how it goes with derbies. There is a lot of passion and emotions involved for the players, but especially for the fans. Jack Grealish was the man to watch in that game, and he wasted no time. He got an incredible opportunity in the opening minutes, but he missed. But apparently, a fan from the opposing team was so incredibly pissed at this that he went into total rage mode. So much so that he ran onto the field and literally sucker punched Grealish from behind.
Jack Grealish has just been thumped in the back of the head by a fan.
Yeah, you know, I was just unaware at the time. Obviously, I was walking into position and then I just felt a whack around the side of the face. Obviously, I don't, you know, there's rivalry and stuff in football, but I don't think there's any place for that, really.
But Grealish had his moments of revenge when he put the ball in the back of the net to win the game for Aston Villa. What a story. That fan got a 14-week jail sentence and received a lifetime ban from attending any Premier League games. Granted, running onto the field in the middle of a game is a bad idea, but if you happen to look like her, I'd say it's still bad.
Oh my god! Wow!
Come on guys, we must stay focused. Her name is Kinsey Wolanski, and back in 2019, she was only a mildly famous Instagram model with around 300,000 followers. But she wasn't satisfied. She wanted more followers, and she came up with a plan to achieve her goal. And this just proves clout is a hell of a drug, you know? Her boyfriend at the time, Vitaly, had a lot of clout because he was the king of pranks, and especially fake pranks. He was the guy that ran on the pitch during the 2014 World Cup final between Germany and Argentina. Who knows, maybe Messi would have won back then if he hadn't. Prove me wrong. But anyways, back to his girlfriend. She had her eyes on the UEFA Champions League final between Liverpool and Spurs. So she bought tickets for the match, and with 63,000 people watching the match in the stadium, she ran onto the pitch, took off her dress, and ran between the players with her cheeks hanging out for everyone to see, including the 80 million people watching from home. She was escorted off the pitch by security, but what happened next was actually hilarious. See, instead of arresting her, banning her from the stadium, or giving her a fine, the cops decided to take pictures with her. She was all over the news, and her Instagram account went from 300k to over 3 million followers overnight. Safe to say, her bet paid off. But Kinsey's impact on the game was pretty much insignificant, especially if you compare it to what Barnsley fans did against Manchester United back in 2009. The ball had just gone out for a goal kick, and the game was paused for substitutions, when suddenly two fans ran onto the field from behind the goalkeeper to create one of the most legendary moments in Pitch Invaders history. What a finish, man! One of the only guys in the world who can say he scored in a Premier League match without ever signing a pro contract. And as you just saw, the crowd went crazy. Those two guys will be telling that story for the rest of their lives. This was quite an innocent pitch invasion, but the next one on my list definitely wasn't. A fan literally tried to make a player drink his piss. Yeah, you heard me right. In a heated game between QPR and Middlesbrough, a fan somehow got hold of the keeper, Alex Smithies' water bottle. He had no better idea than to throw out the water, fill it back up with his own liquid, and threw it back onto the pitch. Absolutely disgusting! I couldn't find any information on whether or not Alex actually drank from the bottle after this incident or not, but I guess he wouldn't have told us even if he had. The suspicious part is that the fan who decided to urinate in his bottle actually got arrested and fined $160. So make of that what you will. One thing's for sure, he got off easy with his fine, especially compared to this next fan who legit lost his job because of what he did to Raheem Sterling. Manchester City and Chelsea were going up against each other back in 2018. It was another battle of the blues and tensions were running high. The ball had gone out for a throw, and as Sterling was going for the ball, a guy named Colin Wing said something so shocking, he became the most hated man in English football. I won't be pronouncing his exact words, but here is a censored version of it. I'm pretty sure you can read between the lines. The entire country was furious at Colin's actions. Well, the entire country except a few of his peers who like to rave about what they call the good old days. Colin, however, denied the allegations in a statement to the press. I'm deeply ashamed by my own behaviour and I feel really bad, but I didn't call him a black, I called him a mank. I offer him an unreserved apology. Even if it wasn't racist, it's not right what I said. Even the swearing is bad, but I got carried away. I was completely out of order, but I've lost my job and my season ticket now, so everybody's got what they wanted. So why can't they leave me alone? Well, sorry sir, but that's not the kind of thing people can just forget. Someone who was easily forgotten, however, is Vitaly. Remember the prankster? I quickly talked about him before. He was the guy dating that lovely pitch invader. Well, this guy just can't get enough. After the 2018 World Cup and the Champions League final, he wanted another taste of that clout. So he decided to strike another game during the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. But this time, it went horribly wrong for our clout chaser. He only got a few meters onto the pitch before security tackled him and escorted him out of the stadium. Really embarrassing, and even more so because he wrote Vitaly the GOAT on his shirt. To make matters even worse, his video only got around 200,000 views. Come on man, even I get more than that on some videos. By the way, if you want to help me get more views, subscribe to the channel man. Why wouldn't you? Legit, give me one good reason not to. But anyways, considering his video from the 2018 World Cup got 60 million views, this must really sting. And to make it even worse, he actually broke his leg in the process. What an embarrassing disaster. But the next one on the list, I don't even really know what to say. This guy was so hungry for clout, he decided to ruin his face forever. His name is Mike Jams. He's a Colombian influencer who decided that instead of gaining a bit of clout from a one-time event, he wanted the clout to be on his face for the rest of his life. So he got the more than brilliant idea to get a massive, messy tattoo on his forehead. I understand you love the Argentinian GOAT, but come on, this is mental. In the beginning, his plan paid off because the videos went incredibly viral. But just like a bad energy drink, the aftertaste of this fame was very bitter for Mike. He later even admitted that he regrets getting the tattoo. I didn't think I'd be saying this so soon, and I felt very proud of what I'd done in the first few days, but I now wish I hadn't done it. Kids, always think 100 times before you make a permanent decision. Just look at the next kid who did something so crazy that he almost got beaten. This actually happened last year during a game between Everton and Newcastle. Louis, a kid who was part of the activist group called Just Stop Oil, decided he was going to make a statement at Goodison Park. He was going to protest against the UK government in possibly the worst way possible. At the beginning of the second half, Louis, who was vlogging the entire thing, ran onto the field and tied himself to the goalpost with a zip tie around his neck. Very, very embarrassing, but he got a lot of media coverage, so I guess he got what he wanted. A few fans tried to beat him up afterward, but thankfully they were stopped. What happened to Louis? Well, he was given a $550 fine, a 3-year Premier League ban, and sentenced to 6 weeks in prison. He really dropped the ball on this one big time, but I sincerely hope he doesn't drop the soap. But at least Louis' entrance was nothing compared to what another protester did in a game during the Euros in 2020. France and Germany were about to clash in a highly anticipated match, but right before the game was about to start, people saw something coming down from the sky. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. No, it's a crazy fan flying onto the pitch. What the hell is going on here? This guy wanted to protest against oil, but lost control after connecting with the wires. He then veered away from the playing area toward the main grandstand and barely cleared the heads of the spectators. People were hurt and had to go to the hospital because of this idiot. Definitely not the right way to protest. What this guy did was almost life-threatening, but what Ajax fans ended up doing to Kenneth Vermeer legit threatened his life. Back in the day, Kenneth Vermeer was actually loved by Ajax fans. He was there since he was a teenager, so the fans had a special bond with him. So, when he joined the rival club Feyenoord, the fans felt heavily betrayed and wanted to get back at Vermeer. But one of the fans took the revenge way too far and did this. They legit made a doll wearing Vermeer's jersey and hanging from a rope. But it didn't end there. The fans had also prepared a chant that said "Kenneth must hang," which is clearly a threat to his life. Vermeer was very emotional about the situation, and I don't blame him. The fan who came up with the idea was given a $10,000 fine, and Ajax also banned multiple fans from the stadium for life. Let me know if you'd like to see a part 2, but in the meantime, make sure to subscribe and watch this video on screen. I can guarantee you'll love it.